Welcome to Session 2 of the Keep Your Love On series. I'm Danny Silk, author of the book, Keep Your Love On. In this session, I'll help you understand that anxiety is created when the goal of the relationship becomes distance. Most relationships don't plan for this to happen, but often, over time and under stress, it can. I'll talk about the useful tools to create a heart-to-heart connection when you need it most. Chapter 2 is really about what we do with that choice. That choice that we have is to keep our love on. I mean, that language infers that it involves a choice. You can turn your love on, which means you can also turn it off. So when you turn your love off, it's vital that you understand that it was your decision. You turned your love off. I didn't turn it off. You turned it off. I can't turn it on. You can turn it on. So many couples that I've worked with over the years have come into my office and they sit down and we have this relationship that is hurting. It's fragile. By the time you end up in a counselor's office, it's come to this. It's come to this. We're going to go in and we're going to ask for help. We've been dying for years. It's kind of like going in the doctor's office after your arm falls off. You walk in with your arm. I think I have a problem here. This is how most people approach counseling, is I have had to do this. If I don't do it, I know I'm going to die. So they're sitting in the office here in front of me, and the first question I'm going to ask them, as soon as they stop talking, because, I'll say, what brings you here today? Da, da, da. And then, she reaches into her purse and pulls out this list, She says, I'd like to talk about the stuff on this list. And I say, all right, well, sir, do you have anything to say? He goes, she made the appointment. Like, all right. Okay. And then I say, ma'am, I don't want to hear your list. I really have zero desire to go through your list. Here's what I would like to know first. What is the goal of your marriage? What would you say is the goal of this relationship? And they both look at me like, oh, can you believe you said that? What does that mean? Is this a trick question? Like, goal of our marriage? And so one of them will say, well, to raise the kids, save up some money, and do a good job in our ministry or something. I don't know. Like, okay. So that would be the goal of your parenting, your finances, and your spiritual life. What is the goal of your marriage? I don't think I understand the question. Right. And the reason is because it's been a while since you thought about the love of your marriage. And so I begin to communicate with them in such a way that says, take a look at what you have. What you've created up until now is a relationship that has as its goal a safe distance. The goal of your relationship is to protect yourself from each other. You are managing the distance right now. Sometimes you only need this much. Other times you need this much. If you end up with less than you need, you just roll a relational grenade out there, and now what you have is your goal. See, it's your goal. When you have the goal of distance, there's nothing the other person can do to connect with you. It's your goal. I have chosen distance. I said, what is the goal of this relationship? They go, that sounds like our goal. We're scared of each other. We are trying to protect ourselves from each other. Right. So what would you say is your goal? Well, she says, it'll be nice to be able to have a conversation. I said, okay, a conversation. So one of your goals is to be able to have a conversation. Anything else? And he says, peace. Be nice to have some peace. Okay, so that was probably in your wedding vows, right? I hope to one day have a conversation and some peace with you. Is that what you say? They go, no. So what would you say is the goal of your relationship? And I keep asking them the question until they say something like a loving, intimate connection. Because if they say, one or both of them says, you know what, my goal is distance. I'm keeping it. Then I say to them, this is our last meeting. Because you don't need my help creating distance. You're doing a great job without me, right? So if you like to change your goal to connection, you're going to need my help because it looks like you're having a really hard time. And so this is where we begin to experience love, is when my goal is connection. The goal that brings me to pursue you, the goal that brings me to move towards you, even when I'm hurt, even when we're disconnected, comes from the fact that I have taken responsibility for my goal. Whatever you've decided, that's yours. But if we're working on this together, pretty soon we're going to identify one of us or both of us has turned our love off. There's nothing I can do about your love. I'll be working on mine. When the Pharisees in the New Testament asked Jesus, what's the greatest commandment? Give us a rule. Give us the number one rule. What would it be? He said, oh, well, that would be love. Love God, love your neighbor, love yourself. Love, love, love. Everybody thinks the Beatles came up with that. No, Jesus came up with that, right? All you need is love. This is what is the grandest part of your life. The greatest thing that you could be doing is choosing to keep your love on. This is what gives a place for God to work through your life. This is what gives a place for the kingdom of heaven to take up host in your relationship, is you've done your part. You keep your love on. He then goes on to say, there is no greater thing that you can do for anybody else than to lay down your life as an act of love. This is what makes you the most valuable player in a relationship, is you're willing to lay your life down. Which means it doesn't have to be all about you all the time. As a matter of fact, this is part of me choosing you in our relationship. I keep my love on, even if I think you turned yours off. Ugh, this is sacrifice, and that happens when you think somebody's got their love off and you left yours on, because it feels like if you leave yours on, they're going to blow you up somehow. They're going to sneak into your camp and blow you up, you know? So if you just shut your love off, somehow you're going to defend yourself. No, when you shut your love off, you get filled with anxiety. That's the trade-off. We'll talk about that in chapters to come. But when you turn your love off, what replaces that is fear. And now fear has its work in you because you turned your love off. You keep your love on, and you now have something that chases fear away. And that's the power that you're going after. That's the option that you have.
Keep your love on. Just incredible tools, and I think it's a step above. I think the beginning of the book really sets the pace. If we're not connecting, then a lot of people communicate, but very few people connect, and that is just so critical. If they get that foundation in the beginning of that, then you can lead, into healthy communication and setting boundaries, and it's just incredible.
I love it because it's so concise. I think he's taken so many amazing truths and resources. And he's written it in terms that are so understandable, and it's within reach of any couple, any relationship.
Now, when I have a couple in relationship who want to make their relational goal connection, I begin to say things like, well, do you know how this person feels loved? One time I had this couple in my office, and I said to the man, do you know how your wife feels loved? He goes, not really. I said, well, do you love her? He says, yeah. Wow. I asked her, I said, do you love your husband? Now, this is a Christian woman. She says, by faith I do. These people had come to see me because their 14-year-old was out of control. And as soon as I started listening to them for just a few minutes, I realized, this is where we need to start right here. This massive disconnect right here is a pipeline for that boy's anxiety. So we went to work on them, and I asked him, I said, do you know how she feels? You do love her? He goes, I said, don't do that again. Let's just go fast forward. You do. Do you know how she feels loved? He says, I used to think I did, but I don't anymore. I've become so frustrated. I said, all right. Well, have you ever read the book, The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman? And he said, of course. How many of you have read it? Yes. Yeah, okay. No, not you have it, but you read it. Yeah, okay. Gary Chapman's 5 Love Languages. Now, somebody sent me an email that looked something like this one time. They had these 5 things written down. I was like, oh my gosh, that's genius. That is absolutely a revelation from God. Because here's why. When you have a strategy to increase love in the relationship, that same strategy is decreasing fear. So when I'm sending a message, I love you, and it's going in and you feel loved, fear is dissipating from the relationship. See, the very best you shows up when you feel loved. Conversely, the very worst you shows up when you feel scared. So when we disconnect, the fear increases. And so the remedy is to get the connection back. We've got to work to get this connection back to drive this fear away so the best people show up in the relationship again. Now, these 5 love languages are very practical, very doable. The love language of touch. You know, if you're a touch love language, you know who you are. You know, you feel like a dog or something. Would you just touch me? Just touch me. I just need some affection. Everything will be fine if you just give me some affection. I just need. The way it works is when affection goes low, anxiety starts to climb. It's like there's a little meter going on in their chest. They're counting the nanoseconds since they were last touched. And so as the thing's winding up, they start getting a little crazy. They get a little crazy. They get crabby. They get cranky. What's the matter? Nothing's the matter. But if you walk up and hug them, it's like the little meter goes, it resets to 0. They're like, oh, I'm back. Wow. I didn't hurt anybody, did I? I'm sorry. I was kind of blacked out there for a little while. Because it's not something that is necessarily an option. It's a need. I am wired this way, and I don't know why affection has such a powerful I love you effect on me, but it does. Acts of service. Some people are acts of service. I mean, you just do something for me. Would you just help me? See, acts of service people want some help. Would you help me, please? These are the people that walk into a room and they see the backpack
His backpack. Somebody's jacket. Whose shoes are those? Dog needs to be fed. The dishes need to be done. The trash.
The anxiety is just choking them to death because they see all this stuff. They're looking around like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. They're like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do?
Somebody help me. Somebody help me.
And so okay, I fed the dog. I took the trash out. I got to put my backpack away. Okay, those are my shoes. Like, oh, that feels like you love me. You helped me. You helped me. They're not trying to control you. They're not your mom or your dad. They just have filled with anxiety over tasks that have to get done. And they're afraid if somebody doesn't help them, they're the only ones that are going to be stuck with it. All right? Gifts. If you're a gift love language, you know that it feels like somebody loves you when they give you a gift that says, I know you. I've been paying attention to you. I was thinking about you when we weren't even together. Here you go. Cha-ching. Wham. All that. Oh, you love me. Look at this. You know me? You were thinking about me? That is effective love. It goes in. Same is true. You forgot to get something while you went on a trip. You didn't even think about me while you're gone. Or something worse, you bring me a gift that shows how little you know about me. Here you go. Yeah, I just stopped at 7-Eleven on the way home. I thought you liked that tape gum. Yeah, I got you some. Arrow to the heart. I wasn't trying to stab you in the heart. I thought you liked stuff. Here you go. Like, no. I like stuff that shows that you love me. Quality time. Quality time isn't necessarily quantity time. Although if it's really going well, why stop a good thing, right? Quality time is we are engaged in something that's interesting to me. Or better yet, you are interested in me. And so the conversation, the activity. Maybe I want you to go golfing with me because I really like golf. And if you took an interest in golf, I would be interesting to you. Maybe tell me about your day. Tell me about your day. How was your day? How was your day? Tell me about your day. My day. Did I have a day? I don't remember having a day. Well, tell me about your day. I want to know about, I want to engage you. Would you engage me, please? Would you engage me? Because then you're going to have to hear about my day. Because when the quality time person meets you at the end of the day, they're like, oh my gosh, look at all that you don't know about me. Oh, I feel all connected to you now. Because I feel loved through your interest in me. And then we have words of affirmation. Words of affirmation are, you like me. You enjoy me. You're happy to see me. You smile when you're around me. I feel loved when my anxiety drops when I think you like me. When I think you're having a good time with me. The other side of it, you're upset with me. You have some criticism for me. Oh my gosh, I'm scared of you. My anxiety is going through the roof. Oh my gosh. Words matter. The words that you choose, critical words, negative words, it's like sand in their eyes. They're like, oh my gosh, how do I get away from this conversation? You are killing me here. And so words of life and death are in the power of the words is very true, especially for the affirmation love language. Anything that you can do that's effective, this is one of the most effective things that I know to do, is to drive down the fear, increase the love, work on the connection. Because as you work on the connection, as you demonstrate your commitment to the connection, fear dissipates. You get effective messages coming your way. I love you very much. I care about us is the message. I choose to leave my love, to keep my love on. I choose us. I value our relationship. I love and care about you. To the success that I bring to sending that message drives the enemy of fear far away and increases the experience or the chances of experiencing love from keeping my love on.
This just addresses something that's so foundational to everyday life and really thriving in this world the way that, it was intended to work out for us.
The love languages is huge as well because I could do a certain love language all day long and it wouldn't really resonate with Andrew. So I think that learning that and going deeper with that can kind of help you narrow in on how to actually make him feel loved.
I love you very much is a simple message, but unfortunately, it's one of the best kept secrets among people who care very much for each other. Knowing how the people around us hear and feel love will help drop the anxiety and achieve your goal of a connection. As we close this session, I'd like you to think of 3 people who are important to you. Now ask yourself, do I know how they hear I love you? Am I communicating that love the way they hear it? And don't forget, keep your love on.